All right, now we're going to jump into section B of the coaching competencies. This second section is called co-creating the relationship. So the competencies that fit into this one are competencies around how do I build a trusting relationship with my client that's going to help the client move forward and help us work together and be clear about what we're doing. So the first competency under this co-creating the relationship is establishes and maintains agreements. And the definition of this is that the coach partners with the client and relevant stakeholders to create clear agreements about the coaching relationship, the process, the plans, and the goals. Establishes agreements for the overall coaching engagement as well as those for the coaching session. So one thing you'll notice in these competencies are that the first the first 5 deal with the coaching relationship overall, the whole engagement. And then the others deal with in this session, these are the things that I'm doing in order to create a coaching agreement. So we'll start off by looking at these first few and understand more about how do I start and build a relationship with my client and what things will I be doing if I'm competent at creating this relationship. So number 1 is explaining what coaching is and is not, and describe the process to the client and to relevant stakeholders. There it is. Coaches, it is your responsibility to make sure that your client understands coaching and that coaching is what they need. So during your intake session, your first session with the client, wherever you decide to place this, you are required to have some kind of a conversation with your client to help them understand this is what coaching is, this is what it does, this is how we will do coaching together, and do that same thing like if you're working in an organization with those relevant stakeholders. Number 2 is reaching an agreement about what is and is not appropriate in this relationship, the relationship that I, the coach, have with you, the client, or the organization, or the stakeholders. We have to talk about what's being offered. This is what coaching is. This is what I will be doing. This is the scope of my work. And so you both need to have an agreement about what that is. One of the things that I have found, especially in areas where coaches expand over multiple disciplines like agile coaching, is that coaches go into an organization and the organization wants a consultant and the coach wants to be a coach, and they get in there and they're working and there's this big conflict. Well, in the competencies, it says that you are required to reach an agreement about what's appropriate and not appropriate, what's being offered by you and what is not being offered. And the responsibilities, not just of you, but of the client and the relevant stakeholders. So if you're doing organizational coaching, you need to reach an agreement up front with them about what they're responsible for. If you're coaching with an individual, you need to have a conversation about the individual's responsibility for their change, what things you expect of them. So some of these things might be in your written contracts and some of them might be in your verbal discussions. It's up to you to decide how you cover this. The reality is you're responsible for doing it.